I interviewed Fernanda Bohme, who is the founder and co-owner of Bohme. Bohme is an LLC partnership and was created in 2006. Their story begins as the two sisters immigrated from Brazil and came to the United States. Vivian, who has the better understanding of business, and Fernanda, who has a better understanding of fashion, saw the opportunity that they could empower women. As being immigrants, they had no resources, they were poor, and they had no way of creating this business. So they started by doing things that would help get their name out. They went to conferences, they went to malls, they went to any events that were free where there was built-in traffic so people would stop and look to see what they had to offer. Eventually, they had enough saved up where they could open up their own store in a mall which had built-in traffic. Their built-in traffic was a mother and daughter base, which is what they set their product up to be as. Eventually, it moved to a more grunge phase, so they set their product up as grunge. Eventually, they had enough people returning back to their store that they were able to set out product that they wanted to and the set that Fernanda had designed. Now, they have 16 stores and employ over 200 employees. Once they realized that they were getting bigger, the first person that they hired to their management team was a district manager to help oversee all the stores. Then they realized they needed an IT guy, an accountant, a photographer, all these things that would help keep their business successful. These employees came from customers, from friends, from family members, anyone that was willing to help get their business up and going and to keep it successful. The first thing that Fernanda realized is that there's more failures than there are wins. She needed to figure out a way to make her strengths and weaknesses align and play off of her sister. In 2016, they faced bankruptcy, but with their religion and their faith, they decided that instead of handling bankruptcy, that they decided to open up a third store. Because of them opening up the third store, it ended up being successful and ended up getting them out of bankruptcy. The most critical thing for their business is vendors. Because the relationships that they have built with their vendors, they are able to create better relationships and get more connections with other people, which is now who their resources are. The three concepts that I would take away from this is learn from your failures. Don't ever give up. Make your weaknesses become your strengths. Find ways to learn and grow from those failures. They do not define you. The second thing is to take risks. Because if they would not have taken that risk in 2016, I would not be employed because that is the company that I work for. The final thing that I think is important is just to have faith within your team. She was able to have customers come up and ask if they needed help, and she was able to have faith within them and to trust them. And now here we are with a successful business that has over 16 stores. I think that it just says a lot about who they are and their dedication as they are willing to fight through adversity and fight through all these things to make themselves better.